Hey guys, it's Stephen here. I'm over in Leipzig for the Champions League game. Yep, I'm currently sat in my hotel, hence why this video is a little bit late as well. Ahead of what should be a fun day. I'm here with TNT, part of their foreign exchange. You'll hear more about that later on, but it's going to be a really wild day. But of course, City do play tonight in the Champions League, RB Leipzig, the Red Bull Arena, and I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. I think it's going to be a really fun game of football, and of course, you've already seen the headline of this video. Bernardo, Silva and John Stones could be involved. So this isn't going to be my most in-depth preview because I'm out and about. I haven't got a lot of time to do, so I thought I'd just pop on for a few minutes and talk about this game. And I think this game is sort of important. I think it really is, given the recent results, a couple of losses in a row now, and of course, given that United and Arsenal both lost last night in the Champions League. I think there's suddenly quite a bit of pressure on this Manchester City side. You know, like there's been a couple of bad results in Europe for English teams. We've lost 2 in a row right now. I think it's fair to say some people are turning around and go, interesting. You know, without Rodri, we've not been able to handle it. Of course, he is back tonight, but it's fair to say that there's a little bit of pressure on this Manchester City side to get a good result tonight. Of course, it always started pretty well with a victory in the first game, but this is a different kettle of fish. This is a team, of course, that we have beaten 7-0, but also then we struggled away last season. So we know Leipzig well, but there's no guarantee that this is going to be an easy game of football. I do suspect Pep will be aware of that. Well, of course he is. Pep was in sort of playful mood in his press conference, chatting away. He was chatting loads. He was joking about VAR officials going up for Oscars and all this kind of stuff. He was talking loads about Haaland's form. He was talking about Oscar Bob being called up for Norway when he jokes that he owes him a bottle of wine. Great news that, by the way. I was buzzing to hear that because it's just good for his development. And he was talking about players being back and all that stuff as well. And of course, the most important one is that John Stones and Bernardo Silva are now training. We can't underestimate how big that is going to be for Manchester City. Those two available at the weekend against Arsenal, honestly, my confidence levels, they just rocket immediately. They genuinely do. They're just such key players for us in terms of how we play football. Without Rodri against Arsenal, they'll make a massive difference. And hopefully they can get some minutes. I don't think either of them will start. I think they'll be on the bench for this game. But I do suspect that, they'll be involved in some way at some point tonight. Pep was talking about the Wolves defeat. He said, we conceded 2 shots on target and we lost. That's football. We have to improve. The basis of what we did last season was Stones, Rodri, Bernardo, De Bruyne, 𝙤𝙬𝙨𝙩𝙬𝙧, and they weren't there. This is what I was saying, he was right, by the way. It was just 2 shots on target and we lost, but that is football. But this is what I was saying in my 5 Things Learned video. It wasn't necessarily too many players out. It was too much experience out. Stones, Rodri, Bernardo, De Bruyne, Grealish, they're all still at the club. Gundogan, of course, are not, but there was just too many players that are too familiar with this current modern City DNA. I think he didn't work, and I think he's aware of that. He did talk about the new players as well. He said Mateo, Julian have been amazing. I couldn't expect this early. Jeremy's been great too, but there are some who know exactly what they have to do because they've been here 7 years. I breathe and they know what to do. They are new players. He's a big fan of them, of course. He talked about 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙬𝙚𝙧, who's returning home, of course, to his former club. He said, I'm very pleased about what City have done with him. He said he's not had time to train much with us, but we're really impressed. He can play at centre-back, left-back, midfield. The impact with us is massive. We're really impressed with him on and off the pitch. When he talks about not having time to train, I think the thing is there. Is like we forget that the games are so freaking fast that Pep's not really had probably much one-on-one time with 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙬𝙧 yet to really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of his game and just work out what he needs to do. He will eventually, I'm sure, but that midfield comment was interesting. I do reckon one day he's going to be an inverted midfielder. Just needs a little bit more time to get used to it. Pep was very nice about Leipzig. He said the board know how they want to play. The manager plays that way and the players are signed for that. And Leipzig, Salzburg and many teams in Red Bull, they know for many years it doesn't matter. After all the managers, they play the same style. Talks about developing players and selling really well. Yeah, they do. They're a great side. They've got a lot of quality. They are missing a lot of players. I think they're missing Olmo as well. I can't find the list of players that are not available. But they are missing a whole bunch of players, Leipzig, which is, of course, it's not actually an advantage Man City because it's hard to say, but it's definitely going to make it a little bit easier in theory, especially when it's some of their key players. I'm trying to find the actual list of players out for them. Yeah, Dani Olmo, Willy Orban, 𝙏𝙬𝙨𝙯𝙬𝙯, and Benjamin. I butchered that. Benjamin Henrichs are out as well. So yeah, bunch of good players are out for them. Werner's out as well, but he could play. Is that an advantage then or not? I don't know. No, he's a decent player, Timo Werner, of course, as well. I'm expecting this game to be interesting. Like, I'm not expecting this to be a classic or anything like that, but I am expecting that we will get the result. In terms of the 11, no, I can see a few changes. Pep's already said that Rodri's going to start. In goal, of course, it'll be Ederson. Kyle Walker will play. Then I reckon it'll be Kanji and Diaz. I think Ake will sit on the bench this one. He had a poor game the other day. I think he'll sit it out. I think Vardial will play left back because he's returning home. Apparently he's going to get a little award, by the way, from Leipzig, sort of to send him off belatedly. So I think it'll be that back line. Rodri's definitely going to play. Probably Núñez or Kovacic, I would guess. I think Núñez will start alongside Rodri for this one. I've got a feeling that Pep will just like to see what he can learn from him. Alvarez will play ahead of him. I still can see Foden on the right. And I think it'll be Jack Grealish on the left. I can just see him sort of wanting that control a little bit in a European game. And I think he needs Jack to get his form back up a little bit. Doku's done nothing wrong, but I think it will be Jack Grealish. And then Haaland through the middle. It could be wrong. It could be Bernardo and Stones could be ready. You know, they could start. Kovacic could start, of course, as well. Ake make another chance to sort of rectify, his poor performance the other day. Either way, look, this game, just get the win. Just get the win. It's not going to be easy because the atmosphere will be cracking, of course, there. I can't wait for it tonight. I really can't. I'll be making some stuff as well. I'll vlog, hopefully, for the game as well. But I do think this City side need this win. We need this win, of course. Arsenal is going to be such a big game at the weekend. I hope Bernardo and John Stones, who are training back now, hope they're fit enough to get 30 minutes or 20 minutes, get a bit of a run out. Because if so, they will start against Arsenal. Look, if we focus, we should be able to get the victory. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man City victory. I think it'll be a little bit tighter than we would expect. I'm hoping it'll be enough, but I can't see it being a classic. But Rodri makes such a massive difference. Maybe I'm basing my opinion currently on a Rodri-less Man City, but he is going to be back. And Pep said he'll be back, and then he'll have a holiday, basically, and have a little rest until he's needed again in a week or two. He's lucky man. But I'm going to go for 3-1, I reckon. But anyway, just 3-1, no 2-1. 2-1. It's just a very quick video. I wanted to do a quick match preview. I've got to go head out into Leipzig now and do stuff and enjoy the game. And I'll see you on the other side. In a bit, boys. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe.